ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमः योगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ Verse 16. चतुर्भुजाद्य अवगतौ अपि मूर्तिमनुल्लिखन् अक्षैः परोक्षज्ञानेव न तदा विष्णुमीक्षते. So in this verses from verse 13 to 29, Vidyaranya discusses a topic. Whole topic is Sambadi Brahma, we know. Sambadi Brahma, Visambadi Brahma. There are two types of Brahma: error, superimposition. Brahma and Adhyasa are one thing alone, error. And Visambadi Brahma, well, basically, which leads to a problem. You commit an error, that leads to problem. You commit an error, deliberately commit error, turns out to be advantageous. Commit error not deliberately, accidentally it turns out to be advantageous. When you committed error deliberately, you commit an error deliberately in order to get advantage. Please understand this. Otherwise, why should you commit an error? Because you know, if I commit an error, I will get advantage. It's an amazing thing. That's how you do. You see one thing over the other, deliberately, purposely. In fact, you wish that you want to see one thing over the other. If you cannot commit an error, you will be frustrated. People are not able to do Saguna Brahma Upasana. They are frustrated. Please understand, if you don't commit an error, if you are not able to commit an error, you will be frustrated. Yeah, it's a challenging thing, I tell you, to commit an error. It's a challenging thing. Yeah, just because I am Vedantin, I see reality. I see a thing as its own nature, and therefore I always see reality. And therefore, well, definitely, I am a realist. I am a person who lives in reality. You know, a Vedantin, if you are able to do that, you won't commit error further. Vedanta is one in whose life, from whose vision error has gone completely. Is it so? Check honestly in your own life. This is the Vedantin who sees one reality everywhere. A reality of Ishvara, a reality of individual, reality of the whole world is one alone. Where is error now? What is the thing, what is the locus which you see other than what it is? No, sorry, I am not able to do. Means you are committing an error. You are not able to see the locus as it is, the adhishthanam as it is. Yes, I am committing an error. Then why don't you commit this error? Commit for your advantage. Do deliberately. Do deliberate error. Do. Sorry, Swamiji, I am not able to do. Yeah, it's amazing thing. When Shastra tells you to commit an error, Shastra is generally meant to remove your adhyasa. But their Shastra says, do adhyasa. Yeah. Be clear about it. The whole, in the entire Veda, the previous portion, where this deliberate superimposition is there, all upasana kanda, it's karma actually, manas karma, where you have to do, you have to commit this error. By committing an error, you identify yourself. Seeing a Ishvara in a one simple thing, right, which is not, well, it will turn out to be advantage. You will gain in grace of Ishvara. So when Shastra tells you to commit an error, if you are able to do that, that will definitely gives you this punya. Because it's enjoined by the Shastra. Even though error, but enjoined by the Shastra. When there is an enjoyment of the Shastra, the Vidhi, Vidhanam, definitely even if you follow that, it will be generating punyam. Yeah. Anyway, so here, I don't know how many things we can say in this, but anyway, this is a topic where we have enough freedom to talk, so, anyway, so this is Samvadi Visamvadi Brahma, and then from verse 13, Vidyanyaya has entered gives an introduction of this, this topic, unique theme, that is called Nirguna Brahma Upasana, which is called Samvadi Brahma Avrutti. Samvadi Brahma means turns to advantage. So Samvadi Brahma Avrutti is a Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Aham Brahmasmi Vritti Avrutti. And this topic he discusses here, between verse number 13 to 29. And he talks about the context and candidate about this Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Who is the candidate? Candidate is the one who has entered into Vedantic inquiry but not completed the inquiry of Mahavakya successfully, or completed Vedantic inquiry successfully, let us say. So who has not completed? Who has not done an inquiry at all cannot do this Nirguna Brahma Upasana. One who has done the Vedantic inquiry, completed successfully, also cannot do this Nirguna Brahma Upasana. So, well, basically the candidate is one who is in between. Well, so successfully not completed Vedantic inquiry is a candidate. Who has not done Vedantic inquiry, not eligible for Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Who has done inquiry, Vedantic inquiry, completed successfully, not eligible for Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Who is in between? Started Vedantic inquiry, not completed successfully. is a candidate of this Nirgun Brahma Upasana. Yeah. So, so what is this partial inquiry? Not completed, you said. So, what is this partial inquiry? Vedantic inquiry. So, Vedanta has two types of sentences, and he stuck with one. He stuck with one because in Vedanta we have this Vakyani, Avantar Vakyani, and Mahavakyani. Only when you know the difference between these two Vakyani, you will understand this. What is this partial inquiry? So in Avantar Vakya, while Brahman is clearly understood, but without a equation. Brahman is understood, but that Vakya does not have a equation. So yattad adreshyam agrahyam achakshushrotram tadapanipadam, etc. etc. Asthulam ananuhu arasvam adirgam achayam alohitam anakasham avayuhu, etc. 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 The biggest definition of a Brahman in the entire Vedanta Shastra is in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in a Maitreyi, in Akshara Brahmana. In Akshara Brahmana, where Yajnavalkya gives a answer to the question of a Gargi who has asked about what is this Akshara. And then he defines 3 or 4 line definition. Asthulam, Ananuhu, Arasvam, Adirgam, Achayam, Alohitam, Anakasham, etc. 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 Brahman is this, Brahman is this, Brahman is this, Brahman is this, Brahman is this. Clear understanding. Avantar Vakya. So, but this Jivo Brahmaiva na paravaha, etc. is not clear to this person. Because of what? Partial inquiry is because of what? He has entered into Vedanta, he will complete the inquiry into the sentences. And you say, miss, he has read 1 page? Or he has read a 2nd page and omitted 1st page? Or why? Why partial inquiry? Well, because of a deficient inquiry, it becomes partial inquiry. Deficient inquiry. Deficient inquiry is an inquiry where the teacher is not able to reveal the identity. It's called deficient inquiry. Second thing, because, yattad adreshyam agrahyam, etc. If teacher analyzes properly, it will land. The whole thing lands into I. But if teacher has not done, teacher also has done like this is Brahman, this is Brahman, this is Brahman, etc. It's a deficient. 1. Second thing is blocked inquiry. Blocked. Teacher has said that Brahman is you, the Atma. That cannot be other than that. This adreshyam, agrahyam, achakshushrotram, which does not have eyes or ears, or which is not revealed by the eyes, ears, etc., sense organs. Either way, when you say like that, it is Atma alone. Because the I is a one, I is a one which is not seen by the eyes. So I is not I. I is not illumined by the eye. Very simple. Very simple. I is not revealed by the eye. What is revealed by the eye is other than I. But because of which this EYEI reveals everything. Chakshusha chakshuhu. And therefore adreshyam achakshushrotram lends into consciousness the I. Cannot be other than that. But if teacher is not able to, teacher himself may not be clear, or because of some problem, he did not equate with the I, then the inquiry into this sentence called adreshyam, etc., it becomes a deficient for that person. It's called partial inquiry. Or the inquiry is blocked. Teacher is constantly saying, that is Atma, that is I, that is the I, that is I, that is I. That Brahman is I ultimately. But here block. So either teacher does not equate, deficient. Either even though teacher equates but student doesn't understand the equation, then also it remains partial. That's called blocked inquiry. Blocked. Block is possible only in the person's head, and that's a product of a prarabdha. Adrishta pratibandha we said also, or no inquiry. Even the Vedantic inquiry, but just remain to Avantar Vakyas. Like Srushti Vakya. Just Srushti Vakya. So that remains, Brahman is the cause of everything, etc. So you have not done an inquiry either. So and therefore, even though this person understands Avantar Vakyam, clearly understands, but he doesn't understand I am Brahman. This is called a person who has not completed Vedantic inquiry successfully. He is a candidate for Upasana. And all of this he explained very fantastically. So, well, because of the lack of inquiry of Mahavakya, when he uses the word Aham, this person, even though he has knowledge of Brahman, but because of all these reasons, since he does not equate with the word Aham, well, Aham Brahmasmi is not an equation for that person. Because his Aham is still a Ahankara. His Aham is still a mixture of Atma and Anatma. Ahankara is a product of identity between Atma and Anatma, mind, senses, individual. Well, and so his Aham is Ahankara only. And then, well, definitely that Aham, which is Ahankara, is all the time he was fraught with all issues. That cannot be equated with the Brahman. Therefore, for such a person, well, Aham Brahmasmi is a imagination. He has heard. But since that inquiry is not complete, his Aham is Ahankara only. Therefore, Aham Brahmasmi is imagination for him. And the repetition of this imagination that I and Brahman are equal, because for him I is a ego only, Ahankara only. Therefore, that cannot be equated with Brahman. Therefore, Aham Brahmasmi is the imagination for him. Repetition of this imagination, Aham Brahmasmi, is called Nirguna Brahma Upasana. That's it. And repetition of a reality, repetition of a equation, which is reality, is called Nididhyasanam. Yeah. I am Brahman, he knows. For him it is a knowledge alone. He equates, but habitual error, that I jumps from Brahman to the body. I jumps, that I jumps, whatever, jumps from Brahman to the senses, especially in a Vyavahara. But Vyavahara, Swamiji, it would be like this. Do you think Brahman is a eater? When he is doing a Vyavahara with his hand, eating food, so he says, I am an eater. What wrong he has done, Swami? Tell me. What Brahman is eating? What do you think? No, but the space should be there. He knows I don't eat anything. I don't eat anything. This is just a role I am playing. I am not eater of anything. I can't eat anything. I don't eat anything. In my presence, this action, organs of action, etc., function, body functions, etc. Guna guneshu vartante iti avadharayan. Therefore, well, his understanding remains clear, even though he says he is a eater, etc. So, repetition of this equation thought is nidyasanam. Repetition of a imagination of equation thought is upasana, nirguna brahma upasana, where naturally that nirguna brahma, Brahman without attributes, without any properties, is superimposed upon I called ahankara, because for him I is a ahankara. Ahankara becomes a locus and he does a superimposition on that. Error, deliberate error, which turns to his benefit, samvadi brahmana. This is called samvadi brahmana. So anyway, and therefore, then it turns to knowledge. What is the benefit? Knowledge. Now he says, yes, I am Brahman. That he says. Then again, well, again this I sense goes to Deha, etc. Then he does Nididhyasanam. So Aham Brahmasmi is an equation for few people. Aham Brahmasmi is an imagination for few others, who has a blocked inquiry, who has a deficient inquiry, or who has not done inquiry properly. Just Avantar Vakyas only he has seen, not the Mahavakya which reveals the identity has not been seen, whatever, or blocked, whatever. So, well, this imagination turns to equation, because the block goes away. And but Swamiji here, when he superimposes I, superimposes Brahman on I, means he knows Brahman. That's what I said. He knows Brahman. And that is through Avantar Vakyas. He knows such and such Brahman is there. But I am Brahman is that I don't say. Even though teacher told me, and I also am telling you that I am Brahman. But in my mind, I am clear that I am not Brahman. Okay. So, the Brahma Jnanam which you have got through Avantar Vakya, etc. So, that Brahman you are superimposing. But what about that Brahma Jnanam which he has, which now he already has, and he is now, that Brahman is superimposing upon I, the Ahankara. What kind of a Brahma Jnanam he has? Well, he has a Paroksha Jnana. This is called Paroksha Jnana. The Brahman which is a Paroksha is the I, the self. So, Aparoksha Atma, which is Brahman, that's the equation. But for him that is not an equation. Well, but he superimposes that Brahman upon oneself. That Brahma Jnanam in the head of this person who is going to do Nirguna Brahma Upasana. When you do Upasana, you should know what superimposition you do. Naturally. When you do even Ishvara Upasana, etc., how will you do Upasana without knowledge of Upasya? You cannot. So, object of meditation you should know. Then only you do Upasana. And so, this is a Paroksha Jnana. And then, so that's what he says, Brahma asti iti samanya jnanam, that there is a Brahman, well, and etc. So, deficient inquiry, or blocked inquiry, etc., or no inquiry, whatever. But he knows Brahma asti, there is Brahman, which is cause of the world, whatever, etc. Or Brahman is something which is free from death, free from attributes, free from any form, it's formless, etc., in form of existence. Brahman is consciousness. All this is called Paroksha Jnana. And so, that kind of a Brahma Jnana which is called Paroksha Jnana is possible. Very, very bold step on part of Vidyaranya. Very bold step, I will tell you. This aparoksha, vastu is aparoksha, and you say, you have a paroksha jnana, then it is Brahma actually. But anyway, so there is not Brahma. He's proving that it is not Brahma. The nature of a vastu is which is immediate, which is aparoksha. Still you say you know that vastu as a paroksha. That is Brahma. But no, there is a jnana, paroksha jnana. So that's what he said even in the verse 15 also, that pratyang vyaktim anullikhya shastrad vishnavadi murtivat asti brahma iti samanya jnanam atra parokshati. That is how we divide like this. Brahma asti iti jnanam is not a complete knowledge. Brahma asmi iti jnanam is a complete knowledge. That's it. Brahma asmi iti jnanam. I am that Brahman is a complete knowledge. There is Brahman, we will not say it is Brahma. There is Brahman is knowledge. Generated through what? That he is going to tell. Generated through Shastra. Therefore no Brahma. Pramana. Therefore no Brahma. Very powerful argument. Other acharyas who are telling it as a Brahma, they became silent immediately. Anyway, and he is giving an example, Vishnavadi Murtivat. Because you gain knowledge of Brahman, that is Brahman, etc. That kind of knowledge you have got from what? From the Shastra. Shastra is a Pramana or not? Yes, it is a Pramana. Pramana gave you the information. What will you call it? Well, it is a Prama. It's a knowledge. Pramana, generated through Pramana. So, well, definitely. So, Vishnavadi Murtivat, like knowing a form of a Vishnu through the Shastra, Puranas especially. So, Vishnu or Devi, so you have a description of a Vishnu or a Devi or anything. So, you gain the knowledge. And what is type of knowledge? There is a Vishnu who is in the form of a Chaturbhuja, etc. This is his complexion, these are his hands, and these are the weapons in his hands, and all these things. And he lies down in that Shesha, in the Kshirasagara, etc. All this. This all description. Well, through the Shastra is a jnana of Vishnu. Which kind of jnana? Paroksha or Pratyaksha? There we have to say Pratyaksha, not Aparoksha. I have explained you that. So it's not a Pratyaksha jnana, because a Pratyaksha jnana means you, as per the description, you see with your eyes immediately. No. Okay, then with those words I gain a Paroksha jnana. Shastra is in the form of words, gives a Paroksha jnana, gives a Paroksha jnana, both. So you gain a knowledge of a Punya Papam, you gain a knowledge of a Devatas, you gain a knowledge of the Lokas, right? All this knowledge you have is what? Paroksha jnana. Because you are not going to verify it. As the description of the heaven is there, you don't see heaven right now. In this life, in a human life, I am saying. You are not going to see Punya Papam. Never. Even if you do a good karma, the Punya is produced. You are not going to see. Never. So, well, if I don't see, therefore it is Brahma. No. Shastra tells you, so it is a jnana. It's a paroksha jnana, which we call nitya paroksha vastu. Tasya jnana. Nitya paroksha. In a human life, you are never able to see Devatas, you will never be able to see Punya Papas, you will never be able to see Lokas, nothing. So the words of the Veda in the previous portion gives you knowledge, which is called Paroksha Jnana. And the later part of the Veda, Upanishad, gives you Paroksha Jnana, establishes a Paroksha Vastu and a Paroksha Jnana. But if you don't get that Aparoksha Jnanam of a Brahman, etc., still you can gain a Paroksha Jnanam through Avantra Vakyas. That there is a Brahman, which is not a complete, of course not. Because complete knowledge means what? Vastu is Aparoksha. And you gain Aparoksha Jnanam, it is complete. When you understand the Brahman as own I, then it is aparoksha. And as such, Brahman has to be known only in the form of I. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Brahmajnanam is complete when you know all pervading Brahman as just I, nothing else. As the very Sakshi. That is how Drugdrishya Viveka also tells. The same way. All Drishyam, 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 Drishyam. Then lastly, the witness consciousness. When you come to witness consciousness, it is a one sentence which reveals it is Brahman. Witness consciousness. Witness of thoughts, witness of everything. And therefore it is just it is limitless consciousness. So Brahman is known as a witness consciousness, that is, and then you say Aham Brahmasmi, I am a witness consciousness, limitless witness consciousness which is ever existent, which is invariably present, which is in the form of existence. So there will never be a non-existence of the I, non-existence of consciousness. No, not possible. To imagine when a non-existence of a consciousness, you need consciousness. You cannot get rid of consciousness. But Swamiji, time will come when consciousness will go away. A I sense will go away. Consciousness never goes away. I sense. That is in Nishkarma Siddhikara, he did this Anvaya Vatireka beautifully and proved this. You are not Ahankara. Yeah. Ahankara is present, consciousness is present. Ahankara is absent, consciousness is present. Where? Analyze your three states of experience. Two states, Ahankara is present, consciousness is present. Ahankara is absent. Absent means what? Ahankara is destroyed? I have not told. Ahankara becomes unmanifest. Nothing is destroyed in this world. Nothing, even including Ahankara. And nothing this body, mind, sense, come. Nothing destroys. Unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest. When the Ahankara and the body, mind, sense complex unmanifest, you say I am also unmanifest. When Ahankara manifest, you say I am manifest. So I become unmanifest, I become manifest. Then you are taken for a ride. Because this is a cycle. This is a cycle. You have sat into that ride. You have sat. And now this ride won't stop. Once you are in the cycle, means you remain in the cycle. You have to, but then ride has to stop. It will never stop. Avyaktat vyaktayas sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame ratragame praliyante tatraiva avyakta samyake. Birth and death, cycle of birth and death. Death, unmanifest. Birth, manifest. Going on and on. I want to come out of it. Jump out of the ride. Ride will not stop. You jump out of the ride. That's the only way. But in which Janma I will? This is the Janma. Manushya Janma. You can drop out. You can jump out of the ride. Not identifying with the body, mind, sense complex. These are the things which become manifest and unmanifest. Gross goes to subtle, subtle goes to causal level, that is unmanifest. Again causal comes to subtle and gross, that is manifest. This is what it is. Don't identify. That is jumping out of the ride. Don't identify as I. You are a witness consciousness of that. As a witness consciousness, you are not unmanifest, manifest. You are all the time evident, self-evident. If consciousness becomes unmanifest, that's called Jagadandhya Prasangaha. Nothing will be evident, nothing will exist. Nothing will exist. Very existence of the unmanifest Maya, very existence, very being of the unmanifest is in Brahman. When it becomes manifest, still is it in Brahman. It remains in Brahman. non-separate from Brahman. That Brahman is you, the witness consciousness. If you don't understand this, well, there is a Brahman which is cause of the world and all that, in which everything resolves. Yeah. Even though he might have heard Aham Brahmasmi, nothing, no equation. Okay, do upasana now. That Brahman which is Jagat Karanam is I. Which I? Ahankara, superimposition now. No, Swamiji, it's an equation. Then drop upasana. No. I am not cause of the world. No. Okay, do upasana. The day you will say, yes, I am the cause of the world. Yeah. I am Satyam Jnanamanandam Brahma, which is the cause of the world, real cause of the world. Yeah. Vivartopada. And so this is how one has to do. So this, first do superimposition error, commit an error, then it turns to knowledge, because that block, obstacle will go away. Somebody asked me the question, before I forget, that Swamiji, what should I do? What do you think? I said, it all depends on you. Where do you stand? Well, be honest to yourself. And if it is clear, if instead of saying I am Brahman, suppose if I tell you that you are free, are you able to say I am free? No, Swamiji. He did like this. No, Swamiji. Over, do upasana. Because I used another word. I am Brahman. Instead I said I am free. Same thing, right? Brahman is free. So you say I am free. No, Swamiji. No. Well, then there is no Brahmajnana. If there is a Brahmajnana, means then you have a knowledge that you are free. That's called Brahmajnana. But Swamiji, if that is there, then I am basically a assimilated knowledge. Need not be. When you say I am free, that's a knowledge, and means still if you say I am bound, that is error if you are able to say. That's an error if you are able to say. You need not do upasana. You know that due to habit, the I jumps from the consciousness to this. Yes, we have to imagine like this. I jumps. Yeah. I'm making a natakam, drama. Jumps. And that's an error. That's Nidhyasana. No, Swamiji, I am bound yet. I am not free. I am bound. Do you consider it as an error? No, what error? I am really bound. Oh my God. Please do upasana. Do upasana. When you say that I am really bound, the bondage is a reality for me, do upasana. If you say bondage is a sense, it's an error, but I commit that I am bound, it's an error. I am really not bound, I am free. Yeah, wonderful. Do Nidhyasana. That's the thing. I hope you have understood. And so here it is given Vishnavadi Murtivat, like the knowledge of the Vishnu, etc. you have from the Shastra, which is called Paroksha Jnanam, because you don't see Chaturbhuja right in front of you as the description is immediately. Well, therefore it is Paroksha Jnanam. We will not say it is a Brahma. So, Vishnu Naikshati, he directly does not perceive Vishnu. Same way when you have a description of a Brahman from the Shastra, which you are not able to say that I am, Pratyaksha means here is Aparoksha, that I am that Brahman, if you are not able to say, so that Brahma Jnanam which you have now is a Paroksha Jnanam only. Because you don't identify with that Aparoksha Vastu, with the I mean. Okay, verse 17 now. We read this verse? No. Parokshatva aparadhena bhavenna tattva vedanam pramanenaiva shastrena sattva vibhasana. So going further, he says, this paroksha jnanam of a Brahman, we have to call it as a jnanam only. There are acharyas only. We ordinary people like us, if we say it is a Brahma, that is a, then acharya has not to reply, frankly speaking. But then there were acharyas, great acharyas, who were saying aparoksha vastu, Brahman which is aparoksham, which is immediate, which is self-evident. Immediate means self-evident, whose evidence cannot be hidden. No, you don't require evidence. That's matter. You don't require evidence. Whose revelation cannot be hidden by anything in the world. Nothing can hide Brahman. Only one thing can hide, and that is ignorance. Ignorance can hide? No. Because of ignorance, your own vision about yourself, that is Brahman, is hidden. Like that sun is hidden by a small cloud. The sun, which is 13,000 times bigger than the earth, is hidden by a small cloud. Cloud cannot hide sun. Cloud can hide your vision of the sun. Where is it told, Swamiji? In Vedansara, Sadanandji says this. In Vedansara, very beautifully it has been said. Ganachanna drashtin, ganachanna markam, etc., etc. So this is how. So Ajnanam covers my vision about my own nature. Not the way. In fact, the whole ignorance shines and exists in Brahman, the self, the consciousness. There is no ignorance without consciousness. There is no ajnanam without jnanam. Consciousness is jnanam, satyam jnanam. There is no ignorance, ajnanam, without jnanam. That is, means jnanam and ajnanam can remain together, you mean? Yes, remain together. What are you talking? You are really a nut. Yes, I am a nut. Okay? Yeah. Vishesha jnanam, etc., in terms of a cognitions, well, they are opposed to jnanam of a given thing, etc. But this jnanam sustains, maintains. Ajnanam anadi, Brahman anadi, together, happily living, no problem, together. Avidya, well, stays in jnana, consciousness, Brahman. That avidya is called Maya. But that avidya means ignorance or not? No. That avidya means, I told here also, swataha navidyate iti avidya, which doesn't exist independently, is called avidya. Not just take ignorance, which is a state of the mind. No. Avidya, which is generally equated with the Maya, is this. Swataha navidyate, which does not exist on its own, has no being of its own. That is avidya, that is Maya. Maya has a being in Brahman. Because of that avidya, when you say, well, the absence of knowledge, etc., ignorance, absence of knowledge, then absence cannot create anything. But this avidya generates so many things. Everything, it has been generated through that 5 elements and everything. Maya. When Maya is equated with avidya, means it's a cause of the world, all the elements and everything. So then definitely it is not an absence. Something is created out of something. Something cannot be created out of nothing. So parokshatva aparadhena. So here this paroksha jnanam, etc. topic already we discussed in chapter 7. And if you want a page number, I think it is 253 or 252, and verses in chapter 7, it is 51 to 55. Yeah, I will tell you. Yeah, page number 252 in Ramakrishna's book. This book, okay, Pancadasi. In that, page number 252 and verse number 51 onwards, up to verse 55. There he has already discussed that paroksha jnanam is not Brahma. Paroksha jnanam of Brahman is not Brahma. So parokshatva aparadhena, just because Brahma Jnanam is a Paroksha Jnanam for that person who is going to do Upasana, bhavet na atattva vedanam, you don't take it, that Paroksha Jnanam of a Brahman is, you don't take it as a erroneous knowledge. Vedanam, Jnanam, Tattva Vedanam means true knowledge, right? Atattva Vedanam, erroneous knowledge. So bhavet na atattva vedanam. It is not an erroneous knowledge. Paroksha Jnanam of a Brahman is not a erroneous knowledge. It's not a Brahma. Then it is a complete knowledge? No, it is incomplete knowledge. It's incomplete knowledge. So why it is knowledge? It is incomplete, that's one thing. But why it is knowledge? Pramanena shastrena vibhasana. This Paroksha Jnanam can be gained from, well, its source of knowledge we know very well, from the Upanishad. Therefore, it is a Jnanam only, not a Brahma. And then, well, he says further as a, well, just a minute. Pramaneniva shastrena sattvamurtehe vibhasanat. So basically that Vishnu, form of a Vishnu, etc., well, it is revealed by the Shastra, Puranas, etc., the form, etc., Chaturbhujam, etc. So then we take it as knowledge of a Vishnu. It is a Paroksha Jnanam, we don't take it as a Brahma. Same with this Nirguna Brahma Jnanam for this person, because he is not able to do the equation. Either he is listened, not able to do equation, or he has not listened, whatever. Well, so that Nirguna Brahma Jnanam this person has, who is going to do Upasana, Avrutti, well, he has a Paroksha Jnana, not a Brahma, revealed by the Shastra, Upanishad, through Avantar Vakyas, etc. Or listen to Mahavakya, but not understood, whatever. So 18 now. Satchidananda Rupasya Shastradbhane Pyanullikhan Pratyancham Sakshinam Tattu Brahma Sakshanna Vikshate. So in verse 16, 17, Paroksha Jnanam of Vishnu, etc. is presented an example. Same way now, conclusion here, Nigamanam is Brahma Jnanam api will be possible as a Paroksha Jnanam for few people with a block inquiry, etc. So Satchidananda Rupasya Shastrat Bhane api. Shastrat Bhane means it is clearly understood that Brahman is Satchidananda, etc. Only thing is doesn't identify that Satchidananda Brahman as I, the Sakshi. Anullikhan. Ut plus lik, I already told you, it's to identify. As such, likhati is a 6 conjugation, likdhatu, means to write, to narrate, etc. But here ut plus lik, 6 conjugation, then it is ud likhati, ullikhati, dakara becomes lakara. So, torli. So, ullikhati, well, basically means to identify. Anullikhan, he doesn't identify. Satchidananda Brahman, he has understood from the Shastra, but he doesn't identify with the I, because his I is ahankara only. He doesn't think that there is a more reality of I other than the individual. That's it. I means individual. That is the final. That is, I don't want to go, but this is possible. This is not a topic, frankly speaking. But I remember something. That is how the surrender of ego and etc. comes into the picture. Surrender of ego. Yeah. Surrender of ego means what? It is all karma yoga, etc. All. Even our devotion, bhakti, etc. All is meant for this. It has to be loosened. Yeah, loosening. Then knocking out. First loosening. Yeah. You cannot knock out, which is very well rooted. Ragadvesha means ahankara. That's how we say personality. I like this. I want this. I don't like this. I don't want this. But who is that I? Person. God is conducive, certain things conducive to me, certain things are non-conducive to me. Who is this me? Body, mind, sense. This is the I. Things are conducive to the senses, things are conducive to the mind, things are conducive to the body. like, like. Things are non-conducive, unfavorable to the body, to the mind, to the senses, to the ego, intellect also. Dvesha. So that is how adhikaritvam. Ragadvesha, when loosens, ahankara also loosens. The sense of individuality will also loosen. And then aham brahmasmi will knock out this ahankara. Knock out means becomes mithya. So, but this person has not identified with this Brahman. So pratyancham sakshinam tattu brahma sakshanna vikshate. Pratyancham sakshinam. See, pratyancham means which is innermost. Innermost is I. That is the witness. Sakshinam, witness consciousness. Tattu, that one, that Brahman which is witness consciousness, which is in the form of I, which is innermost. Na sakshan vikshate. Well, he does not, that person doesn't recognize the witness consciousness. Does not equate. So such kind of a aham brahmasmi equation doesn't exist for this person. It is there in the Shastra, but for him, aham brahmasmi, I am that Brahman, doesn't exist. That's a block. 90. Shastroktena iva margena satchidananda nishchayat parokshamapi tat jnanam tattva jnanam natu brahmaha. So, this paroksha jnana, well, which is, we call it as a jnanam, which doesn't come under a Brahma. So, this already said in the verse number 17, but he is repeating here. In verse 17, we said Vishnu paroksha jnanam is not a Brahma, means such a paroksha jnanam of Vishnu, etc., is possible through Shastra, Puranas, etc. Well, same way, well, this because of the same reasoning, this Brahma paroksha jnanam also is possible, not Brahma. Satchidananda nishchayat, clear knowledge of Brahman as Satchidananda, etc. Shastroktenaiva margena. Margena means vakyena. Shastroktenaiva vakyena. Well, he gains this clear knowledge that Brahman is Satchidananda, but still paroksham. Even though, well, such a jnanam he is there, and through the Shastra to that person, therefore it is not Brahma. You let it be a paroksha jnanam. So, that's jnanam. That kind of a jnanam he has gained, that Brahman is Satchidananda, etc. That's jnanam. Well, parokshamapi tat jnanam, tattva jnanam, natu brahmaha. So, such a jnanam, even though parokshamapi, even though it is paroksham, well, is possible. Natu brahmaha, that is not Brahma. It's a tattva jnanam here means it's a valid knowledge. What it means is this taj jnanam, that paroksha jnanam of Brahman as Satchidananda, etc., is tattva jnanam. Means it's a valid knowledge, natu brahma, it's not erroneous knowledge. Verse number 20. Brahma yadyapi shastreshu pratyaktenaiva varnitam mahavakya istathaapyetat durbodham vicharinaha. So, well, Vidyaranya says here that all these problems, etc., are because students are, this is, they understand this Avantar Vakya but does not understand the Mahavakya. Then only this kind of issue is there. Anyway, Shastreshu, in the Shastra, Mahavakya, well, through the Mahavakyas, mainly, what is the message of Mahavakya? The identity. Well, Brahma Varnitam, Brahman has been revealed as identical to the I, the myself. So, Pratyaktvena, well, Pratyaktvena means in the form of a very I, it has been narrated. But Avicharinaha Durbodham. Avicharinaha. Well, Avicharinaha means student has some, they are not efficient, etc. Some certain things are repeated here. Student is well not efficient, then definitely, well, this aparoksha jnanam is not possible for a person. Even though teacher describes him as a aparoksha jnanam, he equates also with the I, but still he may not be able to gain that knowledge. Avicharina. Avicharina means, well, basically who have not thought of, or we can say who has a one project in his life. They will not understand this. who has one project. What is the project? Improving the body, mind, sense complex. Taking them as a I. That's it. People have a project. Everyone has a project. People, when they drop this project of improving body, making it better, making mind better, making intellect better in terms of skills and knowledge, making their mind better, trying to get rid of few things and senses, etc. When you have this project of improving anatma, then definitely this knowledge will not be possible. Because for when you improve, when you are trying to improve them, body, etc., you are not trying to improve the body as the body. You are not trying to improve the mind as a mind. You are not trying to improve the senses as the senses. You have a well-rooted I sense in all of them. And Swamiji, who has this project? Everybody. Few, very few in the billions. Maybe count, you can count. Believe me. Swamiji, Vedantins, no, I don't believe. Learning Vedanta about the self who is free from all three bodies, etc. Keep improving the body, mind, sense complex. No, Swamiji, we don't do that. Then, let me tell you now, not that, then what is connected to this body, mind, sense complex, you will try to improve. That's a project. Everyone has this project. One who leaves this project completely, in light of who am I, is the real adhikari of this knowledge. This is called vairagya. This is vairagya. More the vairagyam, assimilation of the knowledge is faster. You are rejecting, in fact, who you are, what you have listened about, the glory, the magnificent I. You have listened the glory. You yourself are rejecting it. And what is not I, trying to keep improving and improving. Whatever the limitations are, I want to get rid of it. I want to get rid of it. Somebody, I want to get rid of the limitations. Of what? Body. But this is body's limitation. No, Swamiji, it is my limitation. Over. This person is not even qualified for the knowledge. Avicharinaha. Avicharina. Dispassion is what? However I improve, they remain limited. In whatever way I improve, they remain limited. Drop it. When you drop this project of improving the body, mind, sense complex, etc., you feel that your existence is totally now questionable. You remain so uncomfortable. In order to be comfortable, you have to improve either your body, your mind, your wealth, your family. Something you have to improve. Then you feel that I am comfortable, I am full. You are full is a reality. That's what Shastra says. No. I will improve this. Then the fullness will arise. Over. Avicharinaha durbodhaha. Dropping completely. Completely means completely. As the body is, as the mind is, but people are not ready. People say you are full. People say you are not having any skill. People say you don't have this knowledge of so and such thing. You don't have knowledge of Sanskritam, Swamiji. Therefore, let me do something. People will not accept me. If people will not accept, I will not accept myself. How can I accept myself as a limited being? I cannot. I have to improve, Swamiji. Who says you are limited? What you have listened? What you have listened? Do you think that you will become limitless from the limited being? A limited being can never become limitless. The distance between a limited and limitless is limitless. Forget about it. The whole human life is wasted. Whole human life. Born as just like a blade of grass, dies also like a blade of grass. In between the whole graph, even though it is like this, oh, gone up, so up, so up, so up, so up, still it is limited because I'm able to draw the graph. If I'm able to draw the graph, it is limited. It has a dimension. Graph has a dimension. Avicharinaha. Believe my words, I'm talking very seriously. And if one asks oneself, one finds that one is well rooted in improving the non-self. That is only possible when you take the non-self as the self. You are really interested in improving the self, frankly speaking. That's basic urge. It's a basic urge. You want to improve to the extent that you are limitless. That's basic urge because you don't know that you are limitless. But this project of taking the non-self as the self and keep on improving will never come to an end of fulfillment. Avicharina, Durvoda, they will never get this knowledge. That is why Vivek Vairagya is very important. That is why the knowledge, assimilation of this knowledge is directly proportional to the dispassion in your mind. Dispassion, clear. Well, immediately you will be able to accept that I am free from three bodies, etc. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.